Hey everybody, we're the War and Treaty.
And you are watching We Sound Crazy. After spending time with Tanya, I realized that Tanya had never seen the movie Sister Act 2.
No. What?
There you go.
I had never seen it.
You didn't want to see it?
No, I wasn't, again, mindful of what was happening.
Okay.
Wow. I wasn't mindful. Like, I literally didn't even know they had residuals. I found 20 years of residuals. I called and they were like, you have 20 years of residuals just sitting here.
2 residuals waiting for you.
Yeah.
We sound crazy.
They already harmonized. Lots of harmony already.
That's it.
With my no singing self over here.
We heard you though.
Welcome to another week of We Sound Crazy. Your boy Phillionaire is in the building.
What's good, Chuck? Hello, Chuck. What's my name? We do so much Louis York stuff. What's good?
All right.
Claude Kelly is in the building.
What's up? I'm Chuck Harmony, and I'm in the building for real.
Thank you for making this present, and I'm so glad to be here.
Listen, we are not alone. They are here with us. Nah, this deserves a proper introduction because we have some of our dear friends and some of the best in the biz.
Yes.
Grammy nominees.
Yeah.
Academy of Country Music nominees.
Yeah.
Country Music Association nominees as well.
Oh, wow.
And stage killers.
Stage killers. Oh, yes.
The one and only, the War and Treaty.
Hey.
Let me just say this. We get a lot of requests for people that they want on the podcast.
Yeah.
You guys are like top 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man.
People are like, we don't get one.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Wow.
Y'all here.
We are here.
Wow.
We're glad you're here. There's so much to celebrate.
And the last time I saw y'all were on stage at the Lincoln Center in New York
Yep.
City.
Oh my God.
That
It's
is the
been
last
that
time.
long.
It's been that long,
Wow.
but I just want to say, Live Show Killer is not an exaggeration.
No, it's not.
Like, it was one of the best shows. I'd still talk about y'all.
Yeah.
Wow.
man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
That was a true blessing. I mean, we had like 30 minutes up front of us doing War and Treaty songs.
Yes, and y'all killed it.
And that was a lot of fun. But then the nervous part of the whole evening was when we had to cover all of Ray's.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like
Yo,
Ray
it was-
Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
with
so
the
hot.
Chandelas.
Oh,
The Chandelas is the Ray
They were the
Lex.
Raylettes.
The Raylettes. And it was so hot.
It was so
hot. It was hot.
Oh, hot. But it was so fun.
outside
Yes.
in New York City.
It was great.
That's the last time I saw y'all in New York as well. We were with
Babyface.
Babyface.
Yep.
at the,
What is God
induction.
trying to tell us? We all need to go back
Not to
New
move
York.
to New York, that's for sure.
I like how y'all just slid in this and with Babyface. Hello, Babyface.
Yeah.
Babyface
Yeah.
with that finger food.
It was good.
You remember that finger food?
I remember
It
what
was
it
good to me.
was.
That chicken wings I had, like, I kept going back. I was like, I don't care. I'm from DC.
See,
I'm
when you look like the way you look, you can go back for second.
No,
third,
I
and fourth.
can't.
They were waiting on me. They were like, I wish you would.
I walked
Bring
in the
your
door.
big self back over here.
I said, no, I didn't say hello to anybody. I walked in the door straight to the chicken wings. I was like, and Babyface was like, are they good? He was like, yeah, he's just laughing. He was cracking up.
What was the flavor?
I don't know. It was
How you
just
gonna say
good.
what was the flavor?
Yeah, it was so good.
it wasn't that good.
I'm with Michael.
Come on, man.
It wasn't that good.
No,
really?
it was not.
But when you're hungry,
Yeah.
I was hungry
bro, I was starving, and we went and ate immediately after.
because y'all took the walk with him.
We
from
did.
Apollo.
That
That
walk.
walk that they lied to us.
wait, what?
They said it was 4
Bastards
blocks.
lied. They said it's just 4 blocks. You know how babies. It's just 4 blocks. We're gonna walk. It's my city. You know. That damn. It was like 14 blocks.
It was a lot.
Y'all walked 14 blocks of
no,
Babyface in
I didn't
Harlem.
know. I had my driver take. I met them over there.
Yes,
so.
he did.
Oh, you left us.
Phil
You didn't.
Smart.
Sounds like Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
It was the War and Treaty, Fat Joe, Babyface, all walking through Harlem, literally from the Apollo Theater to the after hang. So
That's crazy.
yeah, it was.
You know, Joe lost all that weight, so I'm the big one. I'm like, I was like, I'm done with this.
That's them real city blocks.
Oh
Those
my
are real
God,
city.
man.
Real
Yes.
city blocks.
Yes.
You know, everybody's looking like, I mean, Babyface and Fat Joe are walking these blocks.
Yeah.
So people are outside like, yo, did you see Babyface and Fat Joe? They're like going in. Like, this is the best day ever.
Y'all just trying to figure out when you get to how long it's gonna take you to get to the place.
Bro, they've been left us. I mean, me and Tanya were lagging
we were all the way behind.
And Ashley Gorley.
Yeah.
Ashley Gorley was from he walked just as slow as I did. We were like, what is going on? I was like, this place ain't gonna ever pop up.
Look, I knew how far it was. I do nothing without a Google app or Waze. Was it Waze?
So you know how far you gotta go.
Yes, I'm like, okay.
She knew how far. Myself. That's why she wore those heels.
Yeah. I did wear heels. That wasn't smart.
Yes, because you did not know. And we moved on.
I did not.
Tanya just lied.
No, I did not.
Oh, God.
It just feels like there's a reality show happening.
Yeah.
Our whole life is a reality show.
He looks for moments where he could just say
just grind your gears.
And
basically.
I get him back. Yeah.
Well, let's rewind. So we did announce that the Warren Treaty is here, but let's just break down who the Warren Treaty is. Because we have two very big, brilliant personalities here. Oh, boy. So we have Michael Trotter, who's sitting closest to me, and we're gonna get into your story because you have such a unique reason why you are important to the world and to this music industry.
Okay.
And then to your right, maybe to your left at home, is the beautiful, brilliant Tanya Trotter.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Okay, so word on the street is Warren Treaty is not the first name of this.
Absolutely not.
How did we get to Warren Treaty?
Well, you get there because I stabilized everything.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah. We had 9 names.
I'll give you that.
9. And Michael just kept changing the name of the band. He just like, we're going to name 9 years apart.
I'm surrounded by professionals.
Yeah.
Everybody with 9.
I love it. They all get it, I'm like, we can't do this. Like every time we did a show, we were a different band, So we got into an argument, and right in the middle of the argument, I was like, look, we're not changing the name anymore. This is it. And he'll tell you his story, but I was like, this is not a war. We got to come to some kind of peace treaty with this whole situation. In the middle of it, he was like, that's the name. And I'm still trying to get it out. Still trying to fuss it out. And he's like, no, what you just say? Yeah.
So out of the 9 names, which one was the worst?
Oh, Empty Earth.
Yep.
Empty Earth?
Yeah, we were a rock band. I had like my hair shaved on both sides.
Empty Earth.
It was crazy. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, God.
Is Empty Earth the worst?
I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Empty Earth is the worst.
I think we can beat you.
Yeah.
Because
what was our first name?
Lewis York's first name was Melancholy.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Mel and Collie.
Oh, no. That is not.
Did you put the plus in the middle?
And we were in the studio like,
it sound like it.
This ain't gonna work.
This ain't gonna work, bro.
No, that's not it.
Welcome to the stage, Mel and Collie.
Mel and Collie.
Which basically means sadness.
That's what it means.
Totally.
A sad name.
Did y'all sing a bunch of sad songs?
No, I think we were in a sad state of mind, and so we were thinking about what we're trying to get ourselves out of.
That's the worst thing ever.
Listen, if you were a folk band, that would have been dope because you could have just sang all sad songs.
Yeah, melancholy.
Melancholy.
Yeah.
I'm glad we landed on the cities we came from, East St. Louis and New York.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
Because
it
sounds like music. It sounds like we could be selling you luxurious sheets.
Louis York.
Yes.
So many people, like when we first heard, I was like, okay, well, which one is Louis and who is York?
We still get that. People like, you did a great job, Louis. And I'm like, my name is not Louis, but
you're like, hey man, I'm Claude. I'm trying. Like, what the hell? Their last names. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Claude Lewis and Chuck York.
But it's good to have someone explain. So I'm sure you've had to explain a bunch of times.
Oh my
the
God.
meaning behind the Warren Treaty.
Definitely, and I just felt like we needed something that represented our story fully, you know, and all these names we were trying too hard, and then me being a war veteran and Tanya pretty much just being my resolve to everything, all my battles. I just like, you know what, this is gonna be easy right here. The War and Treaty.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Love that.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
Thank you.
It's a legacy name.
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
wow.
Legacy name.
But he wanted to change the name just last year. He was like, we're going to get rid of the Warren Treaty. It's just going to be Mike and Tanya.
Well,
like, no,
it's not. No. Let me explain this.
You're under that bus. You're under it. Your legs hanging out like the Wiz.
The Wiz.
That's when you've been married too long. She just waits with a bow and arrow. But the thing about it is, people. It was brought to our attention that there's a hashtag going around called Warren Treaty.
Okay.
Like Warren. The first thing I saw, I was like, Warren. And I realized when I typed it in, it's us. So people think that I'm Warren. I'm like,
I'm Lewis. You're Warren.
So I was like, oh no, we can't have that. And then people will say, okay, Warren Treaty, and it's easier for them to just drop the off. And I'm like, well, but our name is actually the War and Treaty.
But black folk always drop that the.
They gonna drop it.
You're gonna have a nickname
everywhere.
It's just Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
House of Dragons.
Yeah.
It really is the house of.
And then I was like, me and Tanya, we moving into a different era, and I was like, man, what if we just was like Mike and Tanya? Like it just would have been like easier.
Maybe
Mike
that's
and
the name
Tanya.
of a future album.
an album.
That's the album. That's
Yes.
the album. Yeah.
Mike and Tanya is a great name for an album.
And then we can transition.
Nope.
She's like,
I have a cloud of witnesses.
Like
We
Mike
will
and
not change.
Tanya, and then that's our names. We're gonna stick with it. No, yeah.
so let's go back a little bit, if you don't mind, and talk about, first of all, because you guys are, how long have you been married?
We're coming up on
14
our
years.
15th
Yeah,
year now.
15. That's right, because our baby's 13.
Which is beautiful and
Yeah.
not easy to do.
Yeah.
But give us the love story.
Oh.
How did this
Oh
happen?
yeah, here we go.
For those that
let's
don't
see.
know.
Let's
You
see
get-
what version Tanya's
You
gonna
go ahead
tell
and give
today.
your version. You go ahead.
No, you go first.
No.
No.
Okay, so
I love it.
I thought you wouldn't push me anymore. Okay. Oh, so I lived in Maryland, and I would do these events in Maryland for kids, and so we were doing a festival. It's called the Love Festival. It sounds a little bit risque, but it's not. And Michael
certainly wasn't.
It
It's in Laurel,
There was
Maryland.
like 13 people there at this
There's
festival.
nothing risky
Maybe
about Laurel,
20.
Maryland.
Maybe 20 people at the
Maybe
festival.
20 people at the festival. And the lady I was working with, she hired Michael to come and perform.
Okay.
And I saw him performing, and I literally lost it. He was on stage with like this rock guitarist who had to be like in his 70s. He had long hair. It was hot. It was 98
was 40
degrees.
times.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry. When he looked,
He looks 70.
Forgive us.
I mean, he's a rock star, so maybe. But he was killing it, and I was like, "Wow, who is this guy?" So I had to really meet him. I had to know who he was. So we met there and connected right away. He had his girlfriend there with him at the time.
She was
And
okay. Keep doing this.
I was gonna
She
let
was
you tell
not-
your story, but
she was not my girlfriend.
What was she? An entanglement.
You don't want yes.
Not an entanglement.
Yeah,
Entanglement at the
Shauna,
show.
I am so sorry,
yeah,
but it is what it is.
yeah.
This is our story.
Yeah, it is.
Lord.
She's a part, and we love you, Shauna. But he was there, and he had some bootleg CDs, so I went out and bought like 6 of those bootleg CDs.
That's how you do it.
And yeah, and I was running around the field like passing them out to everybody because he was so just dope. He was so incredible when I saw him perform, and so we exchanged numbers, and that's how we met.
Very good.
Stolen from Shauna.
Yeah,
Stolen
I didn't
from
even know I was stealing.
No,
So is this the same version that you would tell, or do you have a different version?
no. This is not. This is not the version I would
Give
tell.
us the director's cut.
Okay, a director's cut is this. I would have to go back to 94.
Okay.
94, 95.
Thick in the crates.
Yeah, my mom came home and she was like, I got a movie that I want us all to watch as a family, and I was already a big fan of the Sister Act with Whoopi, and so my mom brought home Sister Act 2. We were like, what is this? Like kids? And
Right.
she put it in, and when I first saw Tanya come across the screen, I told my mom and dad, I was like, yo, that's my wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was 9 years old.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Talk about manifestation.
I was 17.
Yeah. I was 9. So that was our first name was
I love
called
this.
9 Years Apart. That was our first band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So time progresses and I end up having 2 daughters, I just happened to meet Tanya in Laurel, Maryland. And that is literally, I remember going to my parents' house and just knocking on their door, banging on the door. It was like 3 a.m. And they were like, what? And I was like, I found her. I found her. I was like, I just met Tanya. And my dad, it didn't click with him, but it clicked with my mom immediately. She was like, oh my God. She was like, you remember her? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
There's still hope for me and Janet Jackson.
Yeah. Yes. That's hope.
I don't know, man.
Never let it go.
Janet in the doghouse right now.
She needs you now.
She needs
you right now
more than ever, Claude.
I mean, let's not wait a while.
Let's not wait a while.
We sound crazy.
Can I get an amen? I put my family over everything. Shout it out if it's you. Can I get an amen?
Can I get an amen from our special guest this week, the War and Treaty?
Yeah, that's a banger.
Good.
Oh, thank you,
Man, we're doing it. We're doing it on the People's Choice Country Awards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is a more souped up version. You know, Shannon Saunders put together like the choir and
Shout out to
everything.
Shannon.
Shout out Shannon
Yeah.
Sanders.
We love
Yeah.
Shannon.
Yeah, of
Shannon,
course.
he put together a little
Yeah.
choir and there's like 15 voices and
It's gonna be big.
it's epic, man. I actually was like in the Opry bathroom, just kind of like bawling a little bit because I understand what it means, you know, like in this moment. And I mean, when you look on the program, it's only Tanya and I performing that looks like us.
Wow.
You know.
Oh, let's have this. I'm glad you say this. Let's have this real conversation.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, my question is, you all have had like the last like 2 to 3 years have been huge for you all. I mean, from seeing you all on like the CMT special tributing Patti LaBelle, the best new artist nomination at the Grammys. I mean, just all of the accolades that have kind of come, and it's been a long time coming because I know when I first moved to Nashville, people that I worked with were like, the War and Treaty. And then when I saw, I was like, oh, that's Tanya Blunt. And just connected the dots, and I've been a fan ever since. Just talk about the process that it took to get here and how hard maybe it hasn't been hard, or maybe it has, but how hard you guys have worked to get to this point. Because as you said earlier, you know, people like Beyonce have kind of kicked the doors open for this kind of music, but you all have been in the trenches,
paving the way,
and doing this for a hot minute now.
It's wild, man. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, I think it's what you said. It's connecting the dots.
Yeah.
You know, every relationship that you encounter, every person that you meet, it's up to you at that moment to maximize the moment, because there's never been anybody that's doing what we do in a duo, form. So we have just been on the road like nonstop. We've been touring. I think the first 4 years we did like 250 dates a year, just in our vans, up and down the highways, tired. We homeschooled our son for like, I think 8 years, just because we couldn't put him in school. So we sacrificed a lot to make it happen. But we've come across some really good people along the way, and it hasn't been easy, but I don't think anything is, and there, we couldn't look at any artist to say, okay, that's how you do it, because there was nobody doing it, husband and wife that looked like us doing it. So we just had to keep grinding it out and making it count every time. Every time we performed on a TV show, every time we did a festival, we gave it 1,000%, and we still do. Whether the room was 100 people or if it was a festival with 25,000 people, we just gave it all.
We always talk about people who break barriers and are innovators, but to watch it in real time, it's crazy.
But you said something about B that I want to. I think this might get a little little choppy here.
Are we talking about Beyonce?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna
say it.
I think that we gotta see. Here's the deal. If I could get all of us in a room, like all of our people, Beyonce included, if I can get us all in a room and give us this true education of what has truly happened to us historically, then I think we'd sing a different tune. And what I mean historically is this. It's like, I think our people have to do what we would call a return. It's no doors to open. Like, if it's my house.
It's your house. You
Come,
built the house.
come on now.
I'm just saying, like, I don't need you to open my door.
Correct.
I don't need you to open my door. It's my house. Now, the thing that I'm saying return to is go back home. Go back home to your roots. Like, I think we're so innovative. We're so creative
Yeah.
that we create this baby, right? And then once it's done, we perfect it, and then we move on and we move away from it, and we label that old or useless, or used to be, or has been, or washed up. Like Robert Glasper is one of the dopest jazz fusion musicians out there, but where is Nat King Cole? You know what I mean?
That's real.
Like, where is the Nat King Coles? Where's the Duke Ellingtons? Where's that big band sound? Why is it Michael Bublé and he's the only cat? Like, why are we the only people on earth that label something as, it's no longer profitable?
Yeah.
Because the thing is this, it's no longer profitable to us. We run this whole structure, whether it's economic, environmentally, like we don't understand our power. So, Beyonce, here's the deal with B. 2016, and as Nashvillians, you know this. 2016, Beyonce is hot. Beyonce is Sasha Fierce. I mean, she's everything. She is the queen bee, like straight up. But Beyonce somehow is looking for credibility and acceptance in this world of country music. She's from Texas. Like, people forget. Like, listen,
It's her house.
Yeah.
It's her house.
Exactly.
This is what it is. So they have video clips of her at the CMAs doing Daddy's Little Girl with an ousted band, Dixie Chicks, who just came out. The country music, and there was no Brothers Osborne and that stuff. They still kept their stuff under the rug.
Yeah.
And here come Dixie Chicks changing the game up and saying, this is our lifestyle. And Beyonce, she doesn't do enough education to, realize what she's up against. So she's just like, I'm a big fan of Dixie Chicks. See, she don't know they got some house cleaning over there. She just coming in and just grabbing, and so what happens is, she's at the CMAs doing this, and you got people in the audience saying, shut that loudmouth nigger up. This is 2016. And I'm going to say it. And Dixie Chicks are being quieted at the same time. Now, Beyonce is, if you look in her eyes during that performance, she's teary-eyed. She is, for the first time, faced with fear. She's in the den of wolves. And guess who's not there for her rescue? There is no Charlie Pride. There is no Mickey Guyton. There is no Darius Rucker. There's no Reese Palmer. There's nobody out there that's standing up and saying, look, we got your back. She is all alone.
Yeah.
So now so it doesn't happen for her. Fast forward now, you got the whole Morgan Wallen thing. Like, this is a whole science. You got Morgan Wallen thing. Morgan Wallen, he said he's caught on camera saying some things. And the black community, like Mickey, and then they have this whole box of people that's like, rah, 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 rah. But then there's a whole nother group that's like, oh, we're going to increase those sales. He's going to become that's the boldest guy right there. He's that guy. And now country music in 2020, all the way to today, has decided to go global. It was never, can you believe this? Country music as a genre has never had a moment globally like this moment here. And the giants are Morgan Wallen, Jason Aldean. You understand? And these are some very controversial figures. So now they want to be global. They want to have a real global presence. Now, who do they got to go through? B. They're still having their album releases here in Nashville. What does she do with Cowboy Crowder? I can't come to the CMT Awards. I can't do that because my album releases in Japan. I'm going to show you what being global really is. If you want to be global, this is what you got to do. Like, you got to come through me, not Taylor. Because as we see, Taylor patterned her entire existence now off of B. From her clothes to her standard post. Beyonce's like, I make global stars. So here's the reality of the situation. She's like, I'm going to come back out with Cowboy Carter. I'm not paying attention to anything that is in alignment with your industry. I'm going to go and seek out Tierra. I'm going to go and seek out Raina. I'm going to go and seek out Brittany. I'm going to seek out Shabuzi, Willie. Like anything that is not in alignment with this industry thing. You know, did she reach out to Mickey, Warren Treaty? Yes, she did. But it was more like a token of offering. Like, thank you for existing. But this is a fight that's big. This is personal. And look at her statement. Yeah. This is not a country album. She said, this is a personal thing because of what happened to me in 2016. And I told everybody that this was coming. Did I not, Tanya? You did. I said, listen, y'all, I told those labels, I said, you guys don't understand something. She's coming. And she's not looking for validation. Everybody went ballistic over her non-CMA.
I don't think she cared.
No, not at all, because the damage is already done. Now, the true work, now I'll tell you what it is. So you also said, how does it feel? This is a big moment for the Warren Treaty. And particularly speaking of the CMAs. Now, we're nominated for 2 People's Choice Country Awards for our collaboration with Zach Bryan and vocal group duo. It's so ironic to me that as global and as big as the bar song was and is, it's not impactful right now. Nobody is flooding Shabuzi's inboxes with interviews like they did with Jelly. Because in their head, it's not Beyonce that opened the door. In their mind, it's Jelly. Wow. So for Warren Treaty, guess what? We have not had a radio hit. We've taken nothing from them. Everything that we've done has been an original situation. We didn't take and do a remake of any songs. That's not what we did. We came in and we said, you know what? I see the scope. I understand who we are. I get why we're here. And this is the work we got to do.
We sound crazy.
So take me down a road that's a little bit windy, to a place they still put sugar in their iced tea.
Man, this song right here is a creeper. This song creeped me out. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck with you.
Please do.
We met Zach on a circuit. We were doing Willie Nelson's what's that thing called? Outlaw. And it was us, then Charlie Crockett, then Zach. And Tanya knew Zach was special from that night. I mean, everybody was singing the guy's songs. Like,
I ran back to the dressing room. I was like, do you know who this guy is? Like, it's like 5,000 little girls singing every single word to this song. And I didn't know who he was.
He did something crazy, though. Before he uttered one note, we were in our dressing room, and he has sent merch and everything to our dressing room. Like, he wasn't even the headliner. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
that's a number one.
This dude, he's like, oh, I'm happy to be on this with y'all. Like, to everybody I was like, oh, this kid is. So then we would meet again at the ACMs, and Ty and I performed this particular year. And at the end, Zach, you know, we were going outside to actually meet Kane because we had never met Kane. And the trailers, all the trailers were lined up, and Zach intercepted us, so we never got a chance to meet Kane that night. Zach was like, "Oh, I'm Zach Bryan, and they don't even understand what just happened there." And he's just going in. He's like, "We gotta do a song together." I'm like, okay, cool. Well, here's numbers. That next day, Zach texts us, "Hey, driver," and he's like, "Can you just sing this part? I just want to see how it sounds." So me and Ty got a voice memo. We're like, "Take me down the road that's a little bit windy," you know. Ty's like, "Windy," you know. And then next thing you know, this fool posted.
Oh, he posted it?
Yeah.
Oh,
on Instagram.
Listen, it was about to be released. He was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, man, you got to take that down right now.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, are you signed? I'm like, yeah. Like, bro, take that joke down.
Are you signed?
Yeah.
He know.
You signed? Y'all do music for real?
Yeah. Oh, really? I thought y'all was just playing up there. Okay. So he flies out to Philly. We leave out the studio. He's like, "Oh, this is great. This is awesome." And this is an unspoken thing. Okay, so you know how we raised. What we consider great and awesome, is not what they consider great and awesome. So I'm walking out, me, Tanya, and our homeboy Maurice, and I was like, "Yo, this song is not going anywhere." I was like, "Ain't nobody gonna want to hear me and Tanya singing like this on this song." And Zach is like, "Hey, driver, pull on." I'm like, he has no control. Like, he's not trying to do any of the things
that we get off on.
He's telling the story.
And the things that we're told that this is what it takes to wow your people, right?
Yeah.
So, Hey Driver comes out, and Zach's whole album comes out, and Zach is like the top 10 on the Billboard charts.
Yeah.
He has all 10 slots. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'm looking at what's happening. And there's 2 songs that are battling for like first place. It's Casey Musgraves and his song called I Remember Everything and Hey Driver. And I'm just watching this and I'm like, this can't be real. I'm like, somebody's paying for this. Like, this is ridiculous. And so then our label is not even paying attention. I mean, like, honestly, nobody thought
this was going to do a thing.
Anything. That song is threatening to go double platinum right now. It's platinum right now. It's the first time we've had anything go platinum or anything.
Wow.
I was like, okay, whoa, wait a minute. And people, like, we in our shows, we have to sing that song second, with or without him. He's got to sing that song with or without us.
It has to happen.
Unless we're in the same. And it's insane. But then I learned, it's just lyrics.
I'm separating y'all two for a minute because y'all hitting us too hard together.
Y'all calling people to the carpet.
No.
I'm gonna start with Tanya, and then I'm gonna come back to Mike because y'all are a force together, but y'all are also that way because of your individual stories.
Yes.
And you did say "Eyes on a Sparrow" earlier. Let me talk about Tanya. Let me talk about the acting. Knowing good and well, you can hit that note. I mess that note up every time. No, you don't. That was a Lion Sister act too. You don't mess it up. That was a director's note.
It was.
But you have been in the public eye as a vocalist, an actress, and a representation for real artistry. I mean, he's been pining since Sister Act 2, right? And he's not the only person because that movie was influential to a lot of us. I remember I had the same experience. I was just like, yo, they look like us and they sound like that. And they're cool and they dress like us.
Yes.
And they're dancing like us, but it's gospel, but it's hip hop. It was transformative.
Wow.
I'm sure I know enough about art now that you don't fully know that it's doing that while you're doing it, but I'm sure you know now because you were on The View. Recently.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
But it's been, that's when I was introduced, but there's so many iterations of Tanya in this business and the parts people don't see. I would love to give you the platform to just catch us up.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the applause,
it's a great story.
I mean, I made it a heart story.
Okay.
And I made it a heart story because I came straight from the choir stand to New York City and I didn't know who I was.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that is the part that when people say, well, where has she been? I spent literally came out of high school. I got signed in high school. They called me at my high school. I was on a show called Big Break. They called me and they were like, we want you. And I immediately went and signed with the guy who was the husband for Melba Moore. So my mentor was Melba Moore.
You just met her this year.
Melba Moore and Stacey Lattisaw. I used to braid her hair.
What?
Johnny Gill. These were people I grew up around. Genuine. They were in my living room dancing. You know what I mean? So this is how I grew up.
Not Genuine dancing in the living room.
I mean, yeah,
pre-pony.
Elgin. Elgin.
Right.
Tank. All of us are from Darrell. All of us are from the Washington D.C. area. So these are the people I saw and I watched growing up. And so when I got into the music business, I didn't realize really what I was getting into.
Okay.
You know, I never asked the questions. I saw that Stacey done this for years, but I never asked those questions.
Yeah.
How hard it's going to be, and you know, with the guys and the visibility and all that stuff. So I went through a really hard time of just really trying to find who Tanya was. You know, I knew my style, I had the short hair, and I could sing, and I just loved music. I was a triple threat type of girl. You know, I loved singing, dancing, and acting. So that was my world. And once I got the success of it all, and I was on a tour bus, and I'm away from my family, and I'm away from all the things that are familiar to me, it got real dark. Real dark, real quick. And so I just, after signing with Puffy, I went from Polydor, had some success. And then after that, I went and signed to Bad Boy. I stopped and I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. I don't want to do it this way anymore. I like all kinds of music. I like all kinds of things. And I don't want to be put into a box of having to do R&B music. And so I walked away. And I walked away to find myself, literally, spiritually, never thinking, you know, I would hear all kinds of stuff. Oh, she fell off, or she's has been. I never let that stuff get into my head. I knew that there was work to do, and I knew that God had a pact with me, and I had a pact with him. And his pact was, if you get yourself together, I got something on it. Your latter days will be greater. I remember that was what I had. I had a towel, and I wrote it on my towel, and I still have it. And so, this was almost 20-something years ago. That was there. And so I went through therapy. I had 2 suicide attempts, you know, didn't work out in Dallas. I was like, darn, it didn't work out. You know,
it didn't work out.
It didn't work out. You know, I'm still here. And so, but laying there, I remember clearly hearing this voice say, if you can get out of this, I got you. And so I became a worship leader through that time. I was teaching people worship. I learned how to pray. I learned who I was as a human being first, and not as an artist, because people would see you and you became the artist. You didn't become the person.
You're not really Tanya.
You're not really Tanya. And even though I had a great childhood and my parents did their part, I didn't know who I was in the scope of this. You know, I became something that I didn't like. So when I walked away, I was like, that's it. I don't want to do it anymore. I left everything. I was homeless in the process of all that, but I just knew. And fast forward to how I got here. In 2010, my light has gone as probably as low as it can go. I was like, that's it. I'm just going to be a worship leader, collect my little check, and they paying me for my insurance. Child, I'm good, you know. I'm raising my son at the time. He graduated from high school. And so I met Michael, and it was like somebody had taken the plug and just plugged it into a wall. And
that's a song.
What part are you talking about?
Yeah, well, we get to that part. We'll get to the good part later. We're going to get to the plug part, because you did plug it. But 6 months later, we had a baby.
Plug it in.
But yeah. And so I found somebody who loved music the way I love music the day I fell in love with music. And I got back to what mattered, because in the scope of being in New York and being signed to certain kind of labels, it was the flash. It was the, this, it was the that, it was the pretending that you have this and you have that. And everybody was talking about Bentleys. And everybody was talking about
the song.
Everything but the song. What you look like. Oh, you gotta, show some skin now. I'm like, I don't want to show skin. No, you got to show. You gotta show some skin. Whitney Houston days are, fading out. And I'm like, no, it's about the voice. So I walked away from that and I met Michael, and still wasn't really looking at like, if we're gonna do music again. I just saw his talent. And I was like, he's amazing. And my brother at the time wanted to sing. So he and I were working on a duo. My brother was an incredible singer. And we were doing a duo thing together. Not for me. I was doing it for my brother. And my brother couldn't make the rehearsals. So Michael wrote all these songs for he and I, for our project. And my brother didn't show up. And so Michael was doing the reference vocals. And a friend of ours heard our chemistry. I wasn't looking for a relationship, because I had a long path of bad situations. You know what I mean? So I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for a friend, and I was looking for, because I was in therapy, right before I met him, and I was looking for somebody that had a heart like mine.
And you was looking for a jump off.
And I was looking for a jump off. I was. I was single, and he was so pure. He was so pure. He didn't want to do anything or whatever, but that changed because I'm very persuasive.
She's like, but I won him over.
In your opinion, what is that one thing that makes the two of you work professionally and personally? Like,
we love hard, and we fight hard, and we do everything with passion, everything that we have. But the one thing that makes us work is God and our faith.
Love it.
That in itself is what is the glue for us, and how we love everybody. Like I watched how, like I said again, I'm quiet. I watched how he loved everything, and I was like, well, he could love me like that. Because he loves everything. You know what I mean? He loves everything like he loves me. And most people would say it's, me and him against the world. Yeah. It wasn't that. It was like he loved the world the same way he was loving me, and he wanted to see people.
Y'all just be talking in song lyrics.
Really? I mean,
it just flows.
I don't understand,
Yeah.
And I know because I was there where I would love people. People say, well, you got to love them more than they love you. It's not like that with us. We love each other the same. There is no fear on who's going to love each other less or more.
Yeah.
It's we fall in love. And when I realized that there were moments in our relationship where he wasn't ready to go all the way there, I'm like, well, I'm not jumping off this building by myself.
Yeah.
We're going to hold hands and jump off together, And so that's what we do. Everything we do, whether it's our mental health, whether it's our health, whether it's our depression, whatever it is we are going through at the time, we hold each other's hands and we jump together, So
another question I have, we touched on Sister Act.
Yeah.
But of course, I remember you from Sister Act too.
Yes.
I sing. Sorry.
But Through the Rain is one of my one of my favorite. To me, it's one of the essential Quiet Storm records on my playlist.
Wow.
When you hear that record now, like where does your mind go? Is it positive? Is it negative?
Oh, it's so positive.
Okay.
It's so great. We recorded this record. We didn't have a deal, and Kevin Jackson and who was Stacey Lasso's husband now, and Rick White, he had a closet in his basement.
And closet booths.
Closet in his. It wasn't like a fancy studio that he has now, and he was like, "Okay, so we're going to go in the closet and we're going to sing the song." I'm like, "All right, let's do it," So I went in the closet and I sang that song, and once New York got to it, they start messing around and trying to reproduce it. I'm like, no. The closet recording is what we're going to use. And that record was a blast. I had so much fun making that record. I really did. And Kevin and Rick, and we were just all so happy because that was his first time producing a song. That was my first time, really recording a song. And I was like, this is the best. It was great. Yeah, it was a jam. And I got to put my brother on it. And that was a jam. And thank you for still listening to it.
Listen, the people that look.
Oh my God, no, you haven't. What? You have the vinyl too? Come on now.
You will be signing that before you
I will.
Just to believe.
Got the Sharpies ready.
I love this.
This is the best.
Are you kidding me?
And I wish I had my glasses on because
I'll be your glasses.
This right here is the message of the war and treaty right now.
Okay. I was going to ask you about that. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's read it.
This is literally how I felt. It's the mission when you think about doing country music and everything we're doing.
Though we may speak in different tongues and we may live in different places of the world, we are one. What? Though we may have different thoughts, each one to its own, we are one. We are one, created in his image and in his own likeness. We are one. Let us not get too busy in our own thoughts and let our brothers bear their cross alone. For we are one. Thanks to every human being who supported this album. Musically yours, Tanya Nicole Blunt Trotter.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, the Trotter at the end.
Trotter right there.
Trotter is not there yet.
Trotter right there. I was always there.
But it led to the Trotter.
Yeah. And I love, this was so much fun, like creating this artistically was so much fun.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Some great memories.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never saw this.
You never seen this? Look.
Not the open panels.
Yeah. I had on I'm still wearing jumpsuits.
Some things don't change.
It just came right back around.
This right here is.
Yeah.
Is this the girl around the way?
Yeah. I mean, I was everybody's like little sister or little cousin, and I like that. That was fun.
Like Video Soul, like
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Video Soul.
Video
Crazy.
Soul. Yeah.
Tanya's a lot of people's favorites. Let's not sleep.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I love watching you live about it because not everyone has that feeling about their past work.
Oh, I have some great. Again, it wasn't the work. People always say, "Well, the industry," and I've seen clickbait stuff where they say how horrible Puffy was to me. I didn't get that story with him.
Okay,
that was not my story.
What was your story with him?
My story was I was in school.
I was going to school.
I was like, this dude went to Harvard or Yale or Wharton School of Business because I've never seen anything like this before. This is fascinating to me. I've never seen anybody have a label and they're out on the street passing out flyers. I've never seen anything like that. So, peace to the people that had to suffer the way they had to and, go through the stuff that what we hear is happening. But that was my story.
She didn't go to the parties.
I didn't.
She didn't go to the parties.
I went to one party and it was not whatever parties everybody else was at. I was at I guess it was his 30th birthday party they had at Wall Street or something.
Yeah.
But I never.
See a difference.
Yeah. I never had
Very
that
New York.
story.
Yeah.
I never had that story, and I'm sure that some people aren't making it up, maybe, but that wasn't me. And so I didn't have the trauma and and I was protected. I had a manager that would not leave my hip burned off.
Now the manager got a different story.
She has a different story. But
you don't want to ask the manager.
But that wasn't my story, and I think that's a job of a manager.
Yes.
To protect.
Protect and manage expectations and manage.
And expectations and to manage young minds.
Yes.
There's certain things that you're
That's
not
a good
supposed
manager.
to.
A good manager.
Yeah.
A good manager.
She was a great.
She was a great manager. She's still my friend to this day. But my experience in the industry, I had some incredible mentors. My first tour was with Najee and Alex Bouillon, and Freddie Jackson bought all my gowns and dresses and.
Freddie Jackson brought all the great gowns, beautiful gowns?
Yes, he brought all of them. We were going on tour, and Freddie said, "Baby, you can't go on stage looking like that." And he took me to New Jersey. We were in Atlantic City, and he took me to the shop and bought me all my stuff.
That's awesome.
You're not going to talk about Luther?
Oh, and Luther Vandross. I did a show called Born to Sing in New York. Luther came every night when he wasn't on tour, just to sit and watch. And he did a little picture with me in Jet Magazine. Lisa Fisher is still my sister to this day.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had mentors. I had people who, when I was feeling like this wasn't going to work, they were like, "Oh, it's definitely going to work." But it's not. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
It's a marathon. I got told that a few times.
Stay in there, And so Lisa comes to our shows now. I had some good people. Even the business people were smart people. You
work with Leotis.
I talked to Leotis yesterday.
Oh my God.
Lovely.
Clyburn.
Is
Clyburn.
He literally just today. So I had people that when I was having hard times and I was dark, I isolated myself from them. They didn't isolate themselves from me. So I don't have that story. Everybody left me and I was out in the cold. No, you left yourself. I mean, it's the truth.
That's
we got to be
perspective.
true with ourselves. Like a lot of the stuff we put ourselves through.
Yeah.
You pick bad relationships. The bad relationship doesn't pick you. You go through this stuff with these men because you don't take the time to ask the right questions. Or women, so it's easy for me when I'm on stage now to have this joy. Because I go back to my little scriptures. The world didn't give it to me. You know what I mean?
Can't take it away.
But
she's being very I want to say something about the View moment. Because
I hadn't got to the
I
View.
was there.
She's like, I was getting
I haven't getting to the View.
Yeah, this payback for that. But I was in the audience. I'm speaking from I'm not there as the Warren Treaty.
Hubby.
I'm hubby. And I'm in the audience, and this is my first time getting a chance to meet the cast as well. And of course the most amazing Whoopi Goldberg. And I watched my wife become 18 years old again.
Really?
Literally, I mean, it was such a transformation for me to see this. We all have joy, but the childhood joy that hasn't been tainted by the world.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya and Ryan and Mia, and they all just kind of fell right back into that place.
Yeah.
And Whoopi was like, you don't get a chance to see this in the episode. Whoopi's face is full of tears.
Yeah. It was
and she's just holding Tanya, and she's
Man.
Yeah.
And there's a question, that is swirling around the building. Is Lauren going to show up? And Lauren gets a lot of
Black.
A lot. And as we see, Lauren doesn't show up. Lauren's not mindful of the moment at all, because Lauren's got something else popping off. So it's so ironic. We see Lauren right before this.
We saw her the night before. No, 2 days before.
What?
2 days before.
In LA.
And when I tell you,
Okay.
Lauren's table is not filled with, Lauren is a mega superstar, and her table is not filled with lawyers and managers and all these things. Lauren is surrounded by her children and her mother and her father. And she's sitting content.
Yeah.
She's not trying to be seen. She's not trying to get any accolades. Lauren is like, I'm a mother.
Yeah.
First. And she's got 2 boys up at bat.
Yeah. And they're
killing it.
And they're
home running it.
and they're home running it.
Yeah.
So, Lauren's like, I'm speaking for her. She's like, I've had my moment. But for whatever reason, this moment was strictly about Tanya. So Tanya, she doesn't rehearse at home. So I don't get a front row seat to knowing what's getting ready to take place. Tanya does not do any preparation. Tanya's
home is home.
You didn't hear a little joyful around the house while
brother.
she was.
When I tell you, I tell you this, I'm
Uh-uh.
gonna blow you all's mind with this. I had to interrupt this moment because I had to say this. When I met Tanya, August 28th, 2010.
What time?
4:10 p.m.
There you go.
When I met Tanya, after spending time with Tanya, I realized that Tanya had never seen the movie Sister Act 2.
No.
What?
There you go.
I had never seen it.
You didn't want to see it?
No, I wasn't, again, mindful of what was happening.
Okay.
I wasn't mindful. I literally didn't even know they had residuals. I found 20 years of residuals. I called and they were like, you have 20 years of residuals just sitting here.
2 residuals waiting for you.
Yeah. And I because
Joyful indeed.
I
His
never
eye was on the sparrow.
Look at him go.
She woke up and paid attention then.
But again, it was one of those moments. I wasn't doing it for that.
So I'm hoping you've seen it since then.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, Michael
we own it.
When all of us got together, why we were so emotional, because how we felt when we were on that set and how Whoopi made all of us feel. Lauren was we were together every day. Even let me tell you how close we were. Even after the tour, after the movie was over, Lauren went on the Miseducation tour. I was with her. I did nothing. She paid me to come out on the road just to be with her.
What?
That's the kind of person Lauryn Hill is.
I'm glad you're saying this because she's obviously a megastar, but very mysterious, right? Probably by design. But people who know her personally, and you do, getting to say that is important because I think that she does get a lot of harsh treatment, but people don't know her.
They don't know her, and you don't know what it's like to go from Sister Act 2 to having a record that sells 10 million copies, to having people scale fences at your son's birthday party. These are things that happen to just a normal little girl from New Jersey.
Yeah.
And you're
she
scared.
wanted protection.
And she wanted protection, and she was scared, and she was afraid. And so when I saw her right before we did The View, I saw my little friend again. I knelt down at the table and I saw my friend.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, she couldn't believe it was me because we hadn't seen each other in 30 years.
And you've grown.
Yeah, and I've grown.
You've grown since then.
Yeah, and she's grown. And she
Physically.
You know what?
Was like, I can't.
All kinds of things exploded.
I can't. I'm like the Nutty Professor. What's happening?
I looked at that. I looked at that breaker pamphlet and I was like,
but so it was a joy. This one here.
I done won.
Let me get this man home. I gotta get this man home. He's Going into heat.
Hold on.
He's going into heat right here.
So 30 years you hadn't spoken.
Yeah.
You see each other. What was that reunion like? Because I want you to tell your story because that's another whole other avenue.
Yeah.
It was no lost time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was weird. It was like, I was like, girl, I saw you yesterday. I'm like, I kneeled down, she's kneeling down, she's looking around the table. I was like, and you're going to go have 6 kids. That's it. I said, and that was the first thing I said to her. I said, look around this table, you have 6. She was like, I know. And that was it.
Yeah. And then back to normal.
I went to my seat. She went to where she was, and that was it.
And they're so beautiful.
Yeah.
Every last one of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, all of her kids are great. So, I mean, and Whoopi. People don't know the story of Whoopi. Whoopi Goldberg is the same with every single person. Her heart is huge. And everybody had that same story on The View to tell. She's fantastic.
It says a lot about your character, your integrity when everyone says the same story.
Same story.
It's crazy because when I saw The View, like, I needed to see that when they aired that episode. Like,
everybody,
I needed to see it in that moment. I was just like, all right, Simone, it's going to be all right.
It's going to be all right.
Something. And
it was crazy.
It was a reminder. And we didn't know when we were doing it, what it was doing.
Yeah.
But it was doing something. And it was it's a whole pop culture
thing
that has happened. And for them to even want to do a movie and now they're doing the 3, it's crazy.
Y'all speak in lyrics.
Okay.
All I heard was just song titles as you were talking.
Let's write it.
But I'm curious to know what y'all listen to together. So the game is called What Do Michael and Tanya Listen to When? ... I will start.
It's going to be fun. Let's go.
What do Michael and Tanya listen to when they are cooking in the kitchen?
The War and Treaty.
She's like me.
No, he has 3,000 songs. So he's playing songs that we're never going to do. You're never going to hear.
Working.
Always working.
What do Michael and Tanya listen to in the car?
The War and Treaty.
Y'all be playing nothing?
No, it's the truth.
Listen, this is so embarrassing.
I try to put other artists on, but
what do you try to put on? I'm just curious to know what the instincts are.
When I'm not in album mode, let's do this.
When is that?
Let's do this when we're not in album mode.
When is that?
Okay, so Phil, you said when we're in the car.
Yeah.
Okay, when we're in the car, my go-to will probably be Fred Hammond.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a specific album, like Purpose by Design.
Yeah.
Fred Hammond, Pages of Life.
Yeah.
We watch more videos.
Okay.
We're YouTube.
YouTubers?
What do Michael and Tanya listen to when you are maybe going through a thing?
A rough patch.
A rough patch.
I know what Tanya listens to.
What does she listen to?
Huh?
What do I listen to?
That's Smokey Norfolk.
Oh yeah, I love.
All right, a little Smokey.
I love Smokey.
What about you, Michael?
I listen to Al Green.
Okay.
I love
Let's stay
Smokey.
together.
On the Adams.
He's like, I also want to.
Let's stay together.
Yes, sir.
Baby, please. I listen to anything that's begging.
Yeah.
What do Michael and Tanya listen to when they want to feel the spirit?
Oh,
yeah,
Aretha.
Okay. You say Aretha?
Aretha Franklin. Depends on the spirit. If I want, Tina Turner.
Tina.
Oh, God. It's ripped me
Love me
right
some
down.
Tina.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. For me, I gotta go back to Fred. Like Fred Hammond was the first cat in church to where he looked like the winos I was used to watching on the corner. And there's a song recently that just resurfaced. How can you forget?
Yes.
I'm running back.
Yeah.
I was like, fam, and I texted. I was like, hey, dude, you was on one.
Dude, your big one with this one.
Yeah. I listened to Fred when on the field.
Now you have a blended family and beautiful kids, right? So
Yes.
what do Michael and Tanya listen to that their kids put them onto recently?
Ooh. See, our kids are old heads. Like if you're in a car with our daughter, she's listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Michael Jackson. Like our
You
son's
trained
like,
them up well.
Yeah, our son's like, Mom, it's this new group. Like I'm listening to New Edition.
I wish.
I said,
No,
really?
actually, our son.
They're great.
I wish I had videotaped this when our son first caught wind of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I wish I would have videotaped
Yeah.
that. Like he was explaining something to us. I'm like, dude.
he's like he's trying to make y'all understand how dope he
I was
is.
like, go talk to grandma about that.
Yeah.
Jackson 5. Go there first.
Because it goes all the way back to Jackson 5.
Oh yeah, he goes deep. Yeah, he loves like Ray Charles. He loves old documentary style movies. He loves that kind of stuff. That's what they listen to.
That's good stuff though.
Yeah, they love it.
I got one more.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What does Michael and Tanya listen to when y'all having a little shindig at the house? Like what we getting the party started with?
Oh, sometimes
a shindig.
Yeah, that rap. Like we listen to like old
hip hop.
Yeah, Biggie. Like we'll go Bone Thugs. Old 90s rap.
Bone Thugs don't begin they credit for how dope.
Boom, 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 boom. Tell me what you gonna do with a high. Yo,
I love that.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. That's. I mean, it's just eclectic whole vibe.
Yeah.
You know, like we keeping it jumping though. Believe me, Drew Hill. Like it don't.
Tell me
what you want.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you know. Yeah.
When M&T are trying to get romantic.
Oh, it's no music.
Okay, so she don't.
We make our own music, baby.
She
can't have a whole bunch of sounds when you're making sounds.
Turn it off.
Turn it off.
You know what?
God!
You know what I listen to?
What's that?
I'll be honest with you. This might be a little bit too where that camera. It might be the.
Give us.
I
give us
love the sound of Tanya's breathing.
ASMR.
Yes.
I love the sound of her breathing, like in all things, like just her breathing. It's just like I can't handle it. I can't take it. I'm like, oh my God, this just breathe in
and breathe
out. Very good. Yeah. So
wow.
We're about to go to our last segment because it's getting steamy here.
See, it's time to go. It must be 9:00.
No, but the love is real.
Yes,
I can feel the love between the two of you. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Yeah, it's real. We appreciate the honesty, both as a couple and individually and musically. It's refreshing.
Oh, this is refreshing.
Yeah, this really is.
We sound crazy. The Esther Roll
Award.
I can feel him moving, moving, moving. I can feel him moving, 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 moving on the altar of my heart. Every now and then.
Okay, so that lovely voice you heard is Esther Roll.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Who had a gospel album?
Yeah.
What?
That's her gospel album.
Get out of
Garden
here.
of My Mind.
Called Garden of My
Serious?
Mind.
I didn't know that.
Right. So again, the diversity of our people that we don't know.
Right.
That was the catalyst for what we call the Esther Roll Black Excellence Award, the Irby.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And Timon, our aficionado, put us onto this song and album, so that we just can't get enough of.
Yeah.
They put it on streaming because of us. I'll always stick by that.
That's so amazing.
So literally, this is our segment to everyone here is a part of the judging panel. Nominate a Black person in our business that has not gotten the love they deserve.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked this question.
And it's not just like it's the person that frustrates you. They're like, why didn't this person get allowed? You named a couple people today that came to mind.
Yeah.
What if you know why? But okay, Tanya, you want me to go with this one? I know. I want to say something.
No, we all gonna nominate someone, but I want to hear your reasoning for why. You can go first.
I want to piss you off with this one.
Piss us off, please.
Okay, so this person is responsible for discovering BB King. Sun Records built their whole thing off of this person's discovery, and this is what ruined him because he was written out of their history until Nashville. Believe it or not, Nashville actually did a show called Sun Records, and it hinted to it, but it still wasn't given his full props. And I when I say his name, I know why he's never going to get that because of his character. But it was Ike Turner.
Yeah.
He gives BB King his first hit.
Right.
Yeah.
I have somebody. And I'm gonna go the theater movie route, right? So in the spirit of Sister Act 2, I'm gonna say Bill Duke. Because I was watching Car Wash. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Oh God. I was watching Car Wash maybe about a week ago. And then to be talking to you all today, I just feel like he does not get, like we've seen him in so many things over the years. And he just doesn't, no one talks about him the way that they should. So Bill Duke for me. Yeah.
I'm gonna nominate a Bill as well. Bill Withers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna nominate my guy Neo. He's a really prolific songwriter, and I think that a lot of times, the longer you're in the business, that stuff gets lost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're thinking about what you're doing currently, but he is one of the most brilliant songwriters next to this guy that I've ever met. So
To the left, to the left.
I'm gonna nominate him.
I like that.
To the left, to the left.
I'm going to nominate Lisa Fisher.
Come on, man.
She's cold.
Lisa's cold.
Yeah.
She's cold, and I just feel like she's influenced many. I mean, and she's done a little everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a diverse career.
Yeah.
So
I love Lisa Fisher. Shameless plug. Luther Vandross, Never Too Much. My documentary I executive produced. Lisa's featured in that documentary in theaters November 1st.
You are.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Now,
he's behind the documentary.
do you see? Now that was mine
We can share it.
because background singer for Tina Turner,
Yes.
Rolling Stones,
Yes.
Luther Vandross,
Yes.
Solo career.
all in the same year. Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 months on, 4 months on, take a couple weeks off, go
we
back
don't
out.
celebrate, especially for the art. We don't celebrate the diversity of a career.
Yes.
Her.
Do a little Broadway, do a little backgrounds, do a little league, get signed, do community, all that stuff. Do it all.
Her show with Grand Baton, one of my favorite concerts ever.
There you go.
Lisa is
The patience that she has
Yes.
with the song is
Yes.
insane.
She's a master.
I really,
She's a master.
I have the MP3 of her, like revamping "How Can I Ease the Pain" from
Yes.
that show.
Yes.
Crazy.
Oh, I would love to hear that.
All right, so wait, who do we have on the
So
list?
just to recap, we've got Ike Turner,
Yeah.
Bill Duke,
Yeah.
Bill Withers, Neo, Lisa Fisher, and honorable mention to Luke James and Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
All right, so this first round, you can raise your hand as many times as possible.
Okay.
If there's a tie at the end, we'll have to break it. That's
Okay.
a very serious
That's a
procedure.
Yeah.
I'm loving this, yo.
But all right, we're gonna vote.
Ike Turner.
That's a tough one right there.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
5 out of 6. Bill Duke.
He was like, I'm not sure. All right,
I
sorry,
love
Timon.
Bill.
Bill Withers. 5 out of 6. Neo.
Man, y'all some haters.
3 out of 6.
Haters.
The incomparable Lisa Fisher.
Ooh,
That's all 6. I see up
Yeah.
on 6 hands.
So Lisa Fisher,
Lisa
Fisher.
Fisher.
clearly
Lisa Fisher.
is our winner.
Lisa!
We love you, Lisa.
My sister.
We need Lisa on the show. We haven't had
We
Lisa,
do.
We haven't had Lisa on the show yet either.
Oh, she would
You
love this.
you know Lisa?
I've never
I
met
met
her.
her during the process of the Luther doc. So.
I wish I had my phone. I'd call her.
We'll
talk to her like once a week.
We're
gonna make it
do
happen.
Some, back,
Yes.
some
She would
behind the
love it.
scenes.
She would love it.
But I mean, she's deserving, and
She's such a just be careful.
Yeah, her speaking
She's
voice is just
such a-
like
no, I've never seen any woman in the world ooze femininity like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
She oozes it.
Yes,
And
she
she wouldn't, the
does.
way she talks, she moves like a
Yeah.
like a gazelle. She's like, oh my God.
really,
That's how she
he's like,
yeah. And every man she meets, like she's gonna meet you, she's gonna say, oh darling, you're so beautiful, you smell so good.
Lisa.
you can't tell me that.
Okay.
Baby, all I'm telling you is to be
Don't tell
prepared.
me that.
Don't do it.
Honey, you better be prepared, honey.
Oh, my goodness.
I got one last story. We had a
Yes.
bass player. He was the meanest guy you could ever meet.
He's still
is.
Yeah, sweetheart, but just me. And so we take him to New York. We're doing a show in New York, and he meets Lisa.
She break his ass
She
down.
broke him down. She was like, "Oh, you're his name. I'm gonna make up the name. Oh, you're Chris." I've heard so much about it. She's like, oh, look at him. He's harmless. Come here. And he was like,
better leave me alone. We have to go in that closet.
oh, like butter. I love it. I
So
mean,
Lisa knows how to break you down.
oh, she's a master.
She breaks you.
So
down.
she knows how to ease the pain.
Somebody
Yes,
black
she
woman
does.
with experience.
Congratulations, Lisa Fisher is our winner this week for the Estoril Black Excellence Award.
Deserve. We could have done this for a couple more hours.
Yes.
Man, this is great.
And we will have to recap maybe in a couple months or so because there's so much good happening with y'all all the time. But it's been an honor to have y'all share and
y'all.
teach. I learned so much.
Yeah, me too.
I learned from y'all.
I learned a lot just talking to y'all. So,
No, before we wrap, you all have had a gang of singles come out this year that I love. Can you all just talk about what's coming up?
Yes.
Like new album,
music.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah.
So October 7th, right here in Nashville at the Cannery, we're actually doing a live recording.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
It's a different kind of live recording, but it's just gonna be lit, you know. So we got that.
That's
and,
exciting.
Yeah, it's very we're so amped up about that. So that's the next.
That's the next big thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Can't wait.
October 7th.
Okay. No, I want to be there.
Pretty.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would love to be there.
Pray
to
that
be honest.
y'all come through.
That'd be awesome.
On my calendar.
It's on my calendar.
Yeah.
Now, okay, we're gonna thank our sponsors and all the people, but just to give you a little second to huddle and think, we always ask our special guests to choose the song that we go out with, and it could be just something that you feel like sums up this conversation or how you feel today. It could be it's whatever you want. While you think about that,
Make sure you follow us on all platforms at We Sound Crazy and WeSoundCrazy.com.
And shout out to our partners at Visit Music City. Thank you so much for your support.
get kindly. Thank you, our people in Nashville.
We love y'all.
We love y'all.
We love y'all.
LUH.
We love.
Yeah.
All right, now.
Yeah.
As we say, as the curtain slowly comes down, what song we ending with?
James Brown.
I feel good. Yeah.
I love
I
it.
like I knew that I would now.
That's it.
I love that.
I love that. What a great way. Thank you, The War and Treaty. We love y'all.
Thank you.
thank
So
y'all
we love
so
y'all
much.
too.
Until next week, We Sound Crazy. We out of here.
Peace.
Wow, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good.
We sound crazy.